Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. Let's just jump in the queue, and wow, not even time to see what's on TV. Sfane? Sfine? I don't know. Well, look at that, another Trinity Odin set for me to consider. Is that actually what we're doing though? I mean, Odin is probably good here. You might try to find a way to work in a Deadeye on the way up, maybe? I don't know, maybe you can just rush it down with, like, Cynestra Blood Rager? Alright, so he wants the Odin. That's perfectly reasonable. The question is whether we're going to try to do something better. Or try, like, I mean, so I can do this, right? We've discussed in the previous video how this is a lot like getting a third drone right away. And then I could, like, just get 2 drones at a time on my way up. And that would allow me to, say, work in a Redeemer, maybe? Although, I think the Redeemer would probably arrive at about the same time as his Odin, so that's pretty dangerous. I think getting green is good one way or another. I just don't know whether I'm aiming for Cynestra or just like Trinities into my own Odin. Boy, Trinities and Ossified and Odin again. Huh. So I expect him to just rush straight into Odin, right? I mean, that's a pretty normal thing to do. I kind of like doing this. I should be able to put on a lot of attack pretty quickly this way. With Tarsiers into like a Blood Rager and then a Cynestra. The problem is I'll be very vulnerable to Odin. Right. But I think I want to give that a try. This is my last chance to change my mind and not get that Animus. Oh well. Like, I should be able to have 3 attack by... What? I didn't expect a conduit from this high econ. I was gonna say I should have 3 attack by about the time that he... That's a play, huh? Cynestra plus... Blood Rager? Next turn? I can't Blood Rager. Cynestra plus Ossified is what I meant. Then I'm never getting any Blood Ragers if I do that, though. So maybe it's just a drone here. Next turn, like, 2 Tarsiers and a Rhino. But then... if I'm building a Blood Rager the turn after that, I'm never getting a Cynestra. Or not anytime soon. he won't have much access to blue, and by putting down this conduit, he's making an Odin extremely difficult for himself. I think threatening Cynestra plus Ossified is fine. Dead Eyes, huh? I don't think that's going to work out too well. Like, I guess you can't build a Deadeye next turn. He must be planning to build a couple of walls, right? Okay. I am a bit vulnerable at the moment, I guess. But I have a lot of green. And I can start building ossified drones. If he does that, he's not spending his other blue, so it doesn't seem that great to me. And also I'm turning off his Galvani drone without even having to attack it. I think I would survive a Redeemer. Oh wait, he is spending his... I don't know why I thought he wasn't. I had looked at his money at some intermediate point in the turn and misunderstood. Oh, it was after he had built his wall. I thought... I don't know. It's a mystery. Doesn't matter, of course. We still can, if we want, click a Galvani and build a Blood Rager and still get, like, okay value. But I guess it's better... It's not real value, right? Because... I'd rather kill the engineers than the Galvani anyway. So I'm deluding myself by thinking that clicking the Galvani is value. Okay, well now... Now it's a little interesting. So he's trying to get an Odin, I guess. Of course, right? If I click the Galvani, he'll have exactly $20. Click his Galvani, that is. But what would that, like, I guess it would mean he couldn't force field? I don't know, it doesn't seem great. Maybe something like this to... How much damage am I doing next turn? 5, 8 damage? 4... Yeah, so that leaves him with an engineer. So he can build the Odin next turn. That's pretty scary. Maybe I need a Blast Forge instead of a Gauss Cannon. Getting down a wall will be pretty handy. On the other hand, I'm currently threatening a Cynestra next turn. Can I survive if I don't build this Blast Forge? Like, let's say I did this. He has 7 attack. I can take 7. build a Cynestra and maybe a force field, and still click the ossified. I think that should be hard for him to deal with. Yeah, I think he should be clicking his Odin here to apply as much pressure to me as he can, right? He's Odin and I'm red. But even with him clicking Odin, I'm applying more pressure. Of course, you know, he has more econ, so... Whew. It's pretty dangerous to lose all those engineers, don't you think? I'd like to click one of these. Build a Rhino. Gauss Cannon might be a little too pushy. But I mean, this ramps my damage up to 12. Seems pretty cool. Can he really keep defending and clicking Odin? It's a little bit hard to believe. Of course, you know, I'm having my own troubles defending, but he's running out of attackers. Hard to say. I'm probably double force fielding this coming turn. Yes, we want to attack for the full 12 if we can. Oh, I don't need that. Gauss Cannon? The greed! So greedy. I think this is fine. Yeah. I just have so much more attack. And he's dealing 3 damage to himself every turn by clicking the Odin. The drone deficit is not enough to make up for it, I think. Pretty sick ossified drones. Oh look, I don't even have to lose one. Nice. Although maybe keep engineers is better? It is. Granularity and Galvani's. I don't even have to attack with all of my rhinos because he's not granular. Do I need this force field? No. Let's build a Gauss Cannon? No, let's just put in a couple engineers, huh? Although actually the force field does protect a rhino. I think that that is worth doing. Another force field is possible, but I think I'll be able to ossify this drone without having to do anything too drastic. So I'll just drone? No, I can't drone. Okay. Yes, lose all your steel splitters. You know you want to. I mean, I am a bit low on health, it must be said. In fact, I can't ossify this guy because I won't be defended. I mean, I am just building a rhino, right? I can do that. No, I can't build any more Galvani's. Well, sure I can. These rhinos are going to be defending real soon. I can manage 3 Galvani's at a time. If he clicks his Odin again, he'll turn off 1 Galvani, but he can't do that and like replace his Steel Splitter, really. So I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, this number is a lot bigger than that number. Okay, sure. Yeah, that is the most defense you can produce. Actually, if you click 2 drones and build a wall, that's a little better. Still not enough, but... Oh, no, he can't build walls anymore. He's out. Wow. That's pretty dangerous. And his attack does nothing, just kills some rhinos I don't care about. Cool. Well, that was an interesting one. I think it was a pretty big decision what overall unit to go for here. Like, Cynestra threatens a lot of pressure. Odin threatens a lot of pressure in a different way, and like Odin is a better defender than Cynestra. But here, we have access to Blood Rager and Ossified Drone, which helps. I sort of expected him to go blue before... I don't know. I ran into some trouble where, like, I couldn't conveniently build a Blood Rager and also ever get my Sinestras going. So I did something a bit awkward. But, you know, Ossified Drone is a pretty good defensive option for the red player when trying to rush down Odin. And the blue player doesn't really have anything to let them withstand the Cynestra pressure, right? It's basically, you're just playing a bare Odin. You could, I don't know, get a Galvani at some point, I guess, but the red player with Blood Rager will probably find a way to take advantage of that. I forgot I had the Googly Eyes Blood Rager as well. Okay. I mean, it's clear that this was my most difficult turn, right? Or, no? I guess this one was pretty tough as well for some reason. But there's a lot of thought went into... Well, actually, I guess at this point, I was just convincing myself that Conduit is right, even though I don't know which direction to go. It's fine for going for Odin. It's fine for going for Cynestra. And I like Cynestra more than Odin. I don't know if it's better in this situation, but they seem reasonably close, and Sinestra's a lot more fun for me. So I tried that. I think his green here was just a gigantic mistake. I don't understand it at all. You need... When you're like rushing to get Odin, which you really should be against red-green, player 1 has a pretty comfortable like rush to Odin build, and it's better with Galvani's. I don't think it's a good idea to throw in this conduit here. I mean, in a way, like, sure, it's like building an extra drone in the same way that it is for me. But it's a $4 drone, and player 1 has some trouble with that, doesn't he? Like, and he didn't actually end up building the green. And he didn't get enough blue for Odin. I don't know, this just seems like too slow of an Odin. If he were really, like, rushing it to get it on the table as fast as possible, he might be putting on enough pressure to stop me from getting to enough Sinestras. But I think he just gave me a little too much time. And I was expecting this turn... Well, I guess here is where I was like really puzzled by his conduit and not sure what to do about it. I had planned, of course, like next turn to build Rhino Tarsier as you do to get a Blood Rager going. But he kind of looks like he might not have a wall? I don't know. I'm still not sure what to do about this turns 5 and 6, or 4 and 5 for me. Getting out the Cynestra a bit faster is good, but also like being able to build the Blood Rager would have been good. I could have cut the conduit to build drones, and then like build a Rhino, but like I'd be attacking for 0 next turn, and then attacking for a bit the turn after, and I'd have trouble getting down the Cynestra, so I don't know. And the Ossified fit in so well with the Cynestra in time to be defending before Odin gets here, which is quite important. Right, I made a lot of use out of this Ossified drone. He blocked a lot of damage. So I think it was kind of nice to get him in. And then the opponent actually gave me a chance to Blood Rager anyway. I'm still not sure if this was really a good play or not, but considering that I wanted to click my Ossified drone anyway, I kind of need an expensive way to spend red. And Blood Rager is okay at that. And it hurt him a bit to be doing that, so I don't know. We got a second Cynestra, which is a big deal. And after this, I think the game is sort of over. Right? Like, he's having to defend so much, and my Ossified drones are keeping me safe from his breach threat without making me overreact and, like, actually spend money on defense, right? If you want, like, a big part of the value of Odin against red isn't the damage, it's the threat of damage, right? Red has to take you seriously and say, you know, he could click the Odin anytime. And if he does, and gets through to my Tarsiers or Sinestras, it's game over. So you really have to, like, over-defend as the red player against Odin. But Ossified Drone makes that not be such a concern, and makes his Odin clicks a lot worse. Like, what is he really doing? He's trading a Steel Splitter for Ossified NG. It doesn't seem like very good value, right? And, you know, I can just sort of build things, and whatever they are, it works out well for me. Wait. Oh, this isn't the turn where I held a Rhino. I was like, how come he's getting full absorb? Yeah, this is the turn where I held a Rhino. I can't believe I was able to squeeze in 2 Gauss cannons. I wonder, actually, if it might have been better at some point to float the money to try to get a 3rd Cynestra. But I think that's just too greedy. Like, we need to keep him on the back foot, and Gauss cannons are better at doing that than, like, floating gold and eventually maybe buying a Cynestra. Plus, I'm kind of spending my red anyway on ossifying and rhinos, so I don't have any red left to build Sinestras. Or enough money. Yeah, I think the Gauss cannons were better. Even though it left me very, very low on drones, you don't need gold economy when you have sword economy, right? As they say. Cool. Well, let's try to get one more game in here, although it was a long first game. There you go. Have some numbers. So if we try to get another game in, it's going to be maybe a long episode, but that's life. By the way, I finally... There was a button here earlier that said a secret offer is available. Oh no, here it is. This is where you can trade. Maybe I was just looking at the wrong place? And like could have traded in a long time ago, but I don't think so. Anyway, now I don't have to keep going to the armory to spend 40 power cores. Like rank 92. Anyway, as I've mentioned, like sitting through the armory, like clicking a bunch of stuff to get a bunch of garbage you don't want sucks. And so I've wanted a way to trade 40 power cores, but they're like, you gotta unlock more things before you can do that. I don't know why, that seems pretty dumb, but... Ruined Shadows made it to Master. Yeah, let's have a look at that. By the way, I looked at the guy we played in the last episode, Namington, the one we lost to with the Vantage Mirror. Well, you can hardly call it a mirror when he played it well enough to get units other than just Venges, right? But he was... I think we promoted him to tier 9 by losing. He was in tier 8 when the match started, I believe. Anyway, so... I would have preferred to win that game, but I prefer to win all games. You know, good for him for getting a win. What's going on here? Are we like... Why do we have 2 synthesizers? Why indeed? What? I can't see a reason, actually. Are we gonna click them and build a bunch of Oride cores? To, like, get good value? I don't get it. I feel like Ruined Shadows must be... Oh, maybe to get more Hellhounds? But like two synthesizers is too many. 1 is plenty for that, right? I think Ruined Shadows has the right idea, like build attackers. That seems good. What are you gonna do with all this green? Build a million Gauss charges? That doesn't seem like a good plan. Rush second. Never heard of this person. Playing base +9. Centurion is probably good, especially with Flame Animus. Cynestra and Blood Rager are the challenges to that, but I think Centurion is still winning. Also, Chrono Filter lets you get a very early Centurion if your opponent does threaten serious rush. So... I'm gonna get the 3rd engineer. And if my opponent tries to rush me, I can maybe slow down a bit and pick up a Chrono Filter a bit. Like, pick up a Conduit and then a Blast Forge and Chrono Filter or something. Hang on. I think I want the Blast Forge first, because Flame Animus is just so good. No, a Store of Green will be very valuable. It'll let me someday build a Cynestra, as well as making it somewhat easier to get to Centurion. Yeah, I'm not going to regret having green in this set, especially with Chieftain around. Right, Sinestra's a green attacker, Chieftain's a green defender. I like both of those things, attack and defense, sign me up, so... Early Cynestra, huh? Cynestra into Blood Rager? Alright. That's an interesting idea. I don't think it's a good one, but it might not be awful. Am I ever going to want a Chrono Filter? Do I want 2 blue per turn, I guess is the real question. I'm not sure. It might be nice to be able to build like Chieftain plus Wall or something. Yeah, I think we'll just do this. I'm not sure if I'm ever picking up a Chrono Filter, but I'm certainly not doing it now. Seems like a very... Well, he's not going to build a Centurion, right? He's going to build like a Cynestra? If he does build a Centurion, I think it's wrong, but I therefore should assume he won't do that. I threaten, if I pick up a Chrono Filter, I threaten to get either Centurion or Cynestra next turn. But I don't really like it. Like, what if I just do this? The Animus looks a little silly with Flame Animus, of course, but I have Nitrocybes. I have Reservoir. Yeah, maybe this is the wrong idea. Maybe I should get the Chrono Filter. And another Conduit? Now I can threaten quite a lot of stuff. Yeah, this seems decent. I'm not sure what he's up to. Cynestra, fine. I have too much blue, don't I? I don't know, I can build a Centurion the way he's playing. He has 4 attack. I don't know. The Centurion's not going to get great value. But I don't want another Blast Forge, and I want a Centurion next turn if I'm not getting it this turn, so... I think we're going to do it. The problem is he can then get Cynestra plus Blood Rager next turn, which is pretty appallingly gross. I think you'd rather keep that dollar for Cynestra Blood Rager. Oh, he doesn't have enough green, actually. Oh, yeah, keep the dollar and the green. You need both of them. I think Cynestra Blood Rager is disgusting against me. I would be in very, very bad shape against that, I feel like. Yeah. So I'm kind of stuck into getting a Centurion now. You know, I did this to myself. I don't know how great an idea it was. Yeah, there's the Centurion, or the Cynestra Blood Rager. But he's maybe gonna have trouble getting enough blue, right? To get his own Centurion? Hang on, I don't need a Cynestra, I need a Blood Rager. Two, 3, 5, 6. I do threaten double Blood Rager next turn, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm gonna just have to try to push based on, like, having a better absorber than him. Maybe these 3 engineers were too much, but I'm up on drones, I'm up on defense. My attack is comparable. What if I did try to build double Blood Rager this turn? Like, how nuts would that be? Alright, he wants a Centurion. Fine. I should try to find... I should try to just have 6 attack next turn, actually. Like, build 2 Tarsiers so I can double Blood Rager next turn. 2 Tarsiers and a Flame Animus or something, and a wall. Or maybe 2 walls, I don't know. Because Blood Ragers against this are pretty poor value, but Blood Ragers against his Centurion... Well, actually, assuming that I don't Blood Rager this... He'll have to Force Field to get his Centurion online, which is pretty cool for me. Or hold Steel Splitter or something. But he won't be granular, which means... Yeah, I don't know. I think I should try to do that. Oh, what if I buy a bunch of friggin' Cryo Rays? To freeze the force fields that he has to build? Right? So I'm building a wall. And right now... Okay, he has a wall as well as his Centurion. So... maybe it's not quite possible to deny him his absorber. But, like, what if I tried? This is not really doing it, right? Because this is 8 attack this way. I built the Flame Animus. I can then get like a bunch of Cryo Rays, forcing him to build 2 force fields to go with his Centurion, which he actually can't do. He'll have to hold a drone or a Steel Splitter. And then I can deny him value by building 2 Blood Ragers. This is an interesting try. I'd like to see how it goes. The Flame Animus is a bit questionable because... I don't know, I'm making use of the fact that its attack is slower, but I'm not... I don't know, I can use its red to build Nitrocybes, it's fine. I don't actually want him to make me use these Cryo Rays. I want him to force field so that it's bad for me to use the Cryo Rays. Because then I can comfortably build the Blood Rager. If he leaves himself badly exploitable, then I'll use the Cryo Rays, I guess, and actually do the damage. That would be something like this, right? Where I'm actually killing a wall or a Steel Splitter. Okay, so here I could kill a Steel Splitter by freezing the wall. But that's actually not such great value, I don't think. I'd rather just build the 2 Blood Ragers. And save the Cryo Ray charges. Hang on. I only have 1 red. Oh, that feels stupid. Alright, well I guess we're doing this then. So he attacks for at most 12 plus 1 now. Is this a Reservoir game? I think it's a Gauss Cannon game is what it is. Whew, really? So we're probably freezing a drone here. Are we? Oh, I should have gotten one more Cryo Ray to actually freeze his Centurion, which is just like amazing value. Not thinking clearly. We get exploit value this way, but like a Cryo Ray to freeze his Centurion is clearly good. It's like actual damage value. What can we do with this? So freezing the drone seems okay. What does this do to him? He soaks 5 here, he has to find 6 more, that's just wall. That's obviously no good. What if he has that? He defends wall on the Centurion. Okay, so by just freezing nothing, we exploit the Centurion a bit. We make him have left this drone for no reason, right? But he's doing a lot more damage than I am, I think. Sort of. Well, clearly he is. I think it's sort of a problem for me. But freezing Centurion's about the same as doing 3 damage. Ugh, I just don't know. Like, how do I come up with enough defense, actually, right? I guess this defends? No, the force... Well, so he's actually attacking for... God, this Chieftain is so gross. I'm gonna need another Cryo Ray for that. So he's actually attacking for like 15. But freezing for 1, which means, yeah, the force field is protecting a Rhino. That's pretty important, I think. I wish I had more blue. The chronofilter is not producing enough for my tastes. I think I'm going to be using the Nitrocybes as defenders rather than attackers. so we're getting another cryo ray. We're getting 2 walls. Clicking the rhino. Building nitrocybes. And what can I freeze that's useful? Does freezing this drone help in some way? 5. He wants to find 8 more defense. That's wall force field, so no, it doesn't. Another cryo ray should be okay. Freezing the chieftain is just gross. And if he tries to counteract that by clicking his chieftain, then we freeze Centurion, which is still like okay value. Left. Don't really want to freeze anything. Yeah. And I'll still have 6 of them left next turn to freeze his Centurion again. Force field is not strictly necessary, I guess. It keeps 2 nitrocybes alive, maybe. But I'd rather just build a Gauss Cannon and some NGs. Maybe the Gauss Cannon is wrong. Maybe I should be trying to keep my cryo ray supply up. We're both almost out of walls. Six cryo rays is uncomfortably low. But I'm not sure what I can do about it. Build another conduit? I don't think I can survive that. I think I just need to build the engineers and try to break through like this. I don't know, maybe the Gauss Cannon should have been another cryo ray and some more NGs. I didn't realize he had that many walls left. Ooh, that's not defending. Nice. I don't know. Maybe he could have survived if he'd cut a wall and held drones instead. But that's pretty bad. I don't know. Whew, only 5.7. This guy apparently is rated substantially lower than me. And put up a real fight. Well done there. This graph really looks like I ought to be losing, but I guess I had more economy and also cryo rays. Yeah, so we both went high econ, fine. Pretty normal stuff here. Still not so sure about this conduit, or chrono filter. It's... I'm sort of trapped because he looks like he's building a Cynestra, and if I just, I don't know, I guess I should just plan to build a wall against that. But he'll Blood Rager then, and like, I don't know, I think this chrono filter was wrong, in fact. It gives me the option of Centurion this turn, but that's just not a thing I want to do. So I'd rather delay it or build an actual Blast Forge or something. Build a wall to defend against the Cynestra he's building. And then he gets okay Blood Rager value. But when I build the Centurion, he gets disgusting Blood Rager value. And so I shouldn't have committed to that. He got a very, very nice turn 7 because of my Chrono Filter. And it continued to cause me troubles throughout the game. So I think it was just the wrong idea. Should have waited a turn to get the Flame Animus as my red. You know, I got good Blood Rager value here, of course, which is nice. And these Cryo Rays made him uncomfortable. I really should have gotten a 6th one sooner than I did. Yeah. I don't usually buy a lot of Cryo Rays. I don't understand the unit very well. It's good when your opponent has Centurion, like that's for sure, and especially against Chieftain also. So it's really great that I was able to get up enough of them to make those units bad. I think that was a result of getting more economy than my opponent, basically. It was hard for him to get Centurion at the right time. And it gave me time to like build up a bank of green to have Cryo Rays available, I guess. And having more drones meant I could build engineers instead of force fielding. I don't know. I don't have anything too compelling to say about this game, I don't think. Except that the Chrono Filter feels wrong. Should have just been like a Blast Forge, I guess. What would a turn like that look like? Maybe not even a Blast Forge. We're just building a wall this turn, right? Well, except he's still gonna Cynestra Blood Rager the turn after. Pretty gross, right? Like, if I don't build this Blast Forge now, can I actually defend? Maybe I have to do this. Like, plan on double wall soon, or wall Steel Splitter or something. Yeah, that was what he did with his turn. Very good. I'm building a wall, which is fine. Chieftain? Probably not. Steel Splitter, drones, Engies. Now he gets his Blood Rager and another Cynestra, and like, how's my defense looking at this stage? It looks alright. I can still get the Centurion. Yeah. And then I have more comfortable tech. But I get fewer Nitrocybes, which was a nice thing to have. Because I don't have the occasional red influx. And maybe I burn through my walls too quickly this way. Like, being able to build Chieftains is great, but both of us have enough green that I feel like the first person to build a Chieftain gets countered by their opponent building Cryo Rays. Right? So maybe Chieftains are not such a thing after all. I don't know. Anyway, a cool game. I'm glad to have won it. Did we, yeah, it was, out of tonight's 4 games, we won 3 of them. Not the 3 I would have liked to win. Would have preferred to win the first 3 if I had to pick. That would give me a 9-game win streak. Oh well, we're building up a win streak for the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.